Okay, so what is next? All right, we have to just run this docker compose up build. Okay, docker compose up build -d, and make sure all the environment variables are right. Okay, so just run it. Okay, it's not running. Why is because if I just say, okay, I'm sorry, I should go to cd opt, cd click mart, and still it will not work because we have just removed this docker compose from the git ignore, right? So that is still inside the github only. We want to just pull it here. So let's try to do it. Yeah, you'll see this one, right? So what we'll do, I'll just say git hyphen a, oh I'm sorry, ls hyphen a. Okay, so this is where my git is initialized. I will just say git pull. Okay, so when I said git pull, now if I check, you can see docker compose.yml is now came, right? Now I will just run this docker compose up hyphen build -d. So it will now build your docker container. Let's wait for this to process. Okay, perfect. So you can say docker compose ps. You'll see all of them are up. Okay, so what is up now? Backend is up, front end is up, and the database is up. All right, so let's see what is next. Okay, so now we can test it in the browser. 8000 is open right now, right? So where is our IP address now? Let's go to the Linode. This is the one. I'll copy this IP and just paste it and go to 8000. Okay, so it's asking me to add this IP address to allowed host. Of course, you know this, right? So why it is showing like this is because our Django application is not allowing this IP address to load the project. Yeah, which is good. And what about this one? 5173. Let's try 5173. Just paste it. Paste this IP address 5173. Okay. So since our backend is not running, so that's why it is giving you this, giving you this error. Okay. Once it is fixed, it will just load properly. Okay. But the thing is, our project is actually now running on the Linode server, right? Okay. So let's see what is next. Now we have to fix the Django allowed host, right? So we are getting the error. So what we'll do in the local settings.py, you see we don't write anything directly inside the Linode itself. Like if you want to make any code changes except the .env file, you write that inside the local project. Okay. For example, right now I want to change this allowed host in the server, right? So if I just go to this cd backend and then see nano click mart main settings.py, and I can just write it from here. Okay, I can just write add the allowed host from here directly inside the server, but no, we don't want to do that. Okay, so this is the bad practice. Okay, so we are following the industry standard deployment practices, so that's why let's not at all write anything directly except the env file. Okay, so env file should always be returned directly in the server. All right. Okay, so what we should do, local settings.py, let's add this one. Just copy and go to your settings.py. Okay, I'll just remove this and replace this. Okay, and OS should be imported, so just go up and import OS, save it. All right, and next you see, since we now have the Linode IP address, what we will do is inside the course allowed origins, which is inside our settings.py, we'll add it here. Okay, otherwise again you will have to again Linode will give you error that your front end is not able to access the backend. Those kind of errors will show. So instead of wasting time, we'll just add it here. Okay, this one. So just okay, put it inside the quotation, and this should be your IP address. Okay, just copy this IP address and put, save it. And what is next? In the local.env.docker file, let's add this one. Okay, because you see we are we are taking the allowed host from the env file, so that's why we'll just do it in the local env.docker. Where is it? Yeah, let's add it somewhere here. Yes. Okay, save it. So this is our local, and you see another step is in linode.env.docker. Okay, so we have to put this also. Okay, put this also, copy, and you know what, we have to change it, right? We have to change this IP address. Let's take this IP address and put it. The same line will go inside the linode also. Okay, so it should go to, let's say, nano.env.docker. Okay, it should go here. Allowed host 127, I mean this IP address. Just save it. Okay, so that thing is done. So what will happen now, when we push the settings to our linode, it will automatically fetch the allowed host from the linode.env docker. Okay, this is done. Now in the docker compose.yml, I think we have already done this, right? Okay, we have already done this, the same thing. All right, so I've just written it twice. Anyway, this is already done. Okay, if you want to see it in the docker compose, you can see. Okay, so now we'll add we'll just push it to GitHub. So in here, so just make sure you're out of this backend DRF and front end, otherwise some of the code will not go then. Git add dot and git commit allowed host and environments added, and then git push origin main. Okay, git push origin main, and then this will actually push the changes to GitHub. Okay, so all the changes are done. If you want to see that, you can see settings is changed just now, right? You see allowed host. All right. Okay, next, now whenever we push the code to the GitHub, we want our Linode server to automatically update, right? So that's our goal. That is what we call the automated deployment, right? But right now what is happening, we are pushing the code from local to the GitHub, right? Then what we are doing, we are actually going to Linode server, and we are pulling the code using git pull, and then we use Docker Compose up to rebuild the image, right? So that's what we are doing it manually, but we want to automate it. But you know what, but we just want to properly see if everything works fine or not. So that's why I've written, let's first manually pull the code from GitHub to Linode, okay, and then rebuild the containers. If everything is fine, then we will make the CI/CD pipeline. Okay, so there is this rule also. Rule before automation is never automate something that you haven't done manually. Okay, so never automate something you haven't done manually. So that's why before I automate anything, I just want to clearly show you how to do it manually, right? So if you don't know how to do it manually, you cannot just automate it, right? So that's why what we have done right now, we have just pushed our code to the GitHub. Okay, the next thing is the code is here inside the GitHub now. Okay, inside the GitHub, it is there. And next what we want to do, we will just pull the code from the GitHub in the server. Okay, because we want the code here, right? So let's come back. So here, okay, so let's be inside this clickmart directory. Okay, so let's say git pull. So this will actually bring the new updated changes. Okay, so settings.py is changed, right? All right, next what to do. So with this change, we will just say rebuild the container -v. See, I'll tell you one more thing. Remember this, okay? Only use a -v when you don't have anything in your database, because if you run -v, your data will be lost. It is going to delete the data folder of the Postgres database. Okay, so if there is anything in your database, what you do? You simply run docker compose down. Don't run -v. Right now I don't have anything in the database, right? So that's why I'm going to run -v also. Okay, so this will just down all the services or the containers, and then I'll just rebuild it. Okay, this looks like a little bit risky to me. So what I'll do, I'll just update this what do you call this, readme.md. okay, so by the time you see it, you will just see this one, docker compose down, not -v. So docker compose up, build d. Let's rebuild the container. Okay, now that it is done, let's try to run it, refresh. Okay, so page not found, expected, because there is nothing inside this backend, right? So if you just go to admin and you see it's working right here, if you just run it and you see there is nothing, no products, because there is no data, right? You can just run this docker exec command. Where is it? You can just run docker compose execute backend python manage.py create super user to create the user and all.